Hello, everyone. Donut November has begun, and we're most likely going to see gooning cultists or NSFW addicts screech at the top of their lungs, "You're in a cult!" whilst they unknowingly act like cultists in it of themselves. Now, this is what I like to call the freethinker paradox, where groups of people, such as normies, which make up pretty much 90% of the population, and gooning addicts say that they're free thinkers and came to their own conclusion, but then they proceed to act like one big old hive mind when someone has wrong think. Because really, in actuality, they aren't like, oh, I don't know, schizos. You see, schizos come to their own conclusion with that little voice that's inside their head. But normies and Magooning addicts, which they're pretty much the same thing. The only difference is that at the normie at least comprehends the fact that yes, addiction is a bad thing. But anyway, they all get their own information from some outside source, like a news media article. Now, what does this article say? Oh, not gooning leads to prostate cancer. Ah, yes. Such a reliable source. You want to know one thing that those people never mention about those articles? Now, this was mentioned by Psych2Go, but most of those articles who usually mention prostate cancer among men who don't goon, they usually mention men who are middle-aged. Men who are in between their 40s and 60s. Or even 70s. And they never mention that about those articles, with the only exception being Psych2Go in their video that they made called What Happens If You Don't Goon for a Year. And now, I will also throw some flack at the articles too, but they always ignore the existence of Christian or Buddhist monks. You know, to think of any monk from any religion, in order to be a monk, you can't goon. Like, you can't goon. And in the case of Christianity, you flat out also can't breed, which basically means you can't have children. They always ignore those two groups, or at least they always ignore any monk from any religion, because if you ask me, I think it's because they know that what they're saying is wrong, so they're going to ignore them. Now, this one is a gut instinct of mine, and a conclusion that I came to in my own head. These articles are not legitimate and are most likely funded by the NSFW industry, made to tell you that, hey, it's fine to be an addict, it's fine to goon for life. Okay, that's what I think. I honestly think that these articles are just not legitimate and are just funded by that industry. That's my own gut instinct. Now, for the gooners, or at least going back to the gooners, let me tell you this. November, as a month, is 30 days long. You guys have the rest of the year to goon for 435, and in the case of a leap year, 36 days to goon endlessly. It's not bad to take a break for a month. Okay, you're only saying that it's bad because, well, you're an addict and you don't want to admit that you are an addict.